Hey guys, it's Jake at Walkie Farm and we are at the Thurgoona lease. And this is all the animals that we have left here because I sold off nearly all of my shorthorn cows in summer. The prices were good and the season was getting difficult. And they were old cows. They were 10-year-old cows. Very productive. I had 30 of them, kept 3 because they had young calves on them. It's an open mob here, so the bulls are in all the time. There's 3 bulls here. I'll see if I can get you a quick look. I've just been taking some photos of the pink tags, the females in here. Oh, they're running away now because I'm flapping my gums. There's a little hot wire here that's just been knocked over, so I'm just going to quickly prop that up. But we're getting back in the swing of moving these guys every second day because we were slack for a while. And we just realised they kept pushing through the fence, but the power's got an intermittent short. So sometimes it's running full beam and sometimes it's not. So I've just got to pack that up. But yeah, a few really interesting animals in this mob. So that one there, that's a Thurgoona Jersey first cross heifer. And then you can see there's a couple Jersey milking cows in here that have calves at foot, like that little calf. Where is it? I've just walked behind. A little tan calf belongs to that Jersey there. Don't know what that thing is. It's some sort of, I don't think it's got any Thurgoona on it. I'm trying to rack my brain to figure out where it came from. Came out of some brindle drought master I traded in that was pregnant, and just don't know what it is. It's as ugly as anything. Nice enough cow. She's always a bony looking thing. Like maybe she got Jersey in her. I don't know. So here's a bull that we bred here on the farm, and I didn't necessarily mean to keep him. He's a Jersey Thurgoona first cross. He's probably 18 months old. He's a cracking, slabby young bull, and when I castrated them all when they were young, I left him because he had that really dark, oily neck, and if you flick back through enough videos, you find something of him, but I just thought he was a great looking specimen. I don't really have a spot for an F1 in my enterprise, so there's a few steers at the back. There's a purebred Thurgoona steer there, that black one, and then the white one, 2 cows to the left is a purebred Thurgoona steer. They're going to get drafted out for the abs in a week or 2. I'll probably end up sending that bull too, because he's obviously probably covered a couple of these cows. There's not many cows in here. I think there's only 5 now. Heap of young heifers that are well and truly possibly bred. It's not going to be the end of the world. A good bull's a good bull, right? But we are trying to use purebred bulls. So there's a young heifer. That heifer'd be 12 months old or something. And Bomvu, our main bull there, he was my first Thurgoona bull. He must be 6-year-old, fat as mud. That's a son of Gugu. I actually purchased him from Edwin at Henham for bull use, and then I ended up purchasing Gugu at an online auction a year later or so, and I didn't realise they were related, not that it bothered me. So here he's actually side Gugu once. A little bit of incest. Doesn't bother me. Happens in nature. There's a little Jersey Thurgoona first cross out of Kaya, the bull that we have at home. One of his progeny, little heifer there, beautiful little heifer. There are some F1s here though that I just think look fantastic. Like that one there is out of a drought master cow. It's an F1. Beautiful slick coated thing. There's a couple bulls there for you. Just love that sort of deep red. Look at their necks, that real dark, oily. I don't know how, we're not even hot yet. We've had one day of 30 degrees, and apart from that, we're sort of cranking along at low 20s, middle of spring. But when it gets hotter, you really see that oil make their coat shine. But already there's quite a lot of that apparent. And, I've been doing these videos at home talking about ground cover. Like this is the pasture that we have down here on the river flats. Just tremendous to work with. You come down here, just look how thick it is. You got grasses and forbs and legumes, and the matting just keeps going and going and going, and you get down there, you see all those little bugs teeming around, and just a great ground cover and good feed and a lot of perennial grasses, especially sort of the next paddock over has got a lot of phalaris and paspalum. They like the heat, big deep roots, and they grow back really nicely. A few nice little heifers there. There's that black and white Jersey poking its head out. But yeah, there's a local gentleman that wants a few Thurgoona, and I said, good luck. I can sell you some crosses, but purebred animals are rare as hen's teeth and borderline prohibitively expensive. And he said, send me what you got. So I'm going to offer him a few of these young ones. I've got some slightly older ones, like that one with the horn, who would be in calf. And then over behind me in a different mob, there's 5 or 6 hanging out over near the yards because they're getting trucked to different properties soon. So I've taken photos. I've got some F2 heifers in there I'm going to offer him. Don't know if he'll take them, but they're there if he wants them. All the blue tags here, all my steers are all going to be going down to our finishing block at Thurgoona, which is another property that my father owns, including that lovely Jersey first cross there. And then I'm just going to let this paddock sit idle. You know, it's going to have 2 bulls and probably 12 to 15 very young heifers, you know, sort of that, what are they, 12 to 18 month old heifers, and Sandy here, our token lead cow. I don't think Sandy's an Thurgoona. I know he is. He's a purebred Thurgoona from Henham. Got the branding to prove it. But I make the joke that he's in cosplay as a longhorn, Texas longhorn. Every time I see him, I reckon his horns have grown another inch. I want to bring him home to the home mob, so when we do farm tours, there's something beautiful to look at. And he lets me scratch him. He's just got a lovely disposition, and he's a really good lead cow. You know, when you're doing frequent moves, if you've got a tame, curious animal that when you open a gate and call them, they're always right there sniffing your belt and want to come through straight away, it makes moving animals quite a bit easier. Hey, Sandy. And you're 4 years old, aren't you? Hey? So that's a fully grown steer, guys. And, you know, he'd weigh, I reckon, dressed out, he'd probably be 250, 260 kilos. It's hard to scratch him now because he can shake his head, Theo, and just knock you over because his horns are so long. See that? He doesn't even want to be aggressive. But if the tip of his horn there, when he shakes his head trying to get rid of a fly, if that tip of the horn touches you in the face, buddy, he'll rip your eye out and knock you unconscious. You'll be just, don't be scared of him. Just give him respect, yeah? He's a lovely animal. Anyway, guys, that's the mob here, and that's the sort of pasture base that we're dealing with. This paddock's had a lot of chicken activity. We ran broilers down here for years and years. It's had eggmobiles. This is where this sort of big paddock here, which we call Lee's paddock. What would it be? 20 acres. It's had the bulk of our eggmobile runs on it when we had the 1,000 hens, because it looks very flat here. This is river flats, and that all floods. So that tree line down there is the Murray River, sort of the dominant river system down here in southeast Australia. And this all goes underwater in a big wet season, and it looks flat. But where we're standing now is actually the highest point of the farm. So this is where we ended up through those wet years, just setting up base and keeping the chickens. There's plenty of room to rotate the eggmobiles around and keep those birds out of wet feet. Anyway, we got stuff to do. Let's go, young man.